Hi, I'm Drew.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome to Drewling Samantics.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Drew? Drew, can't hear you, mate. Drew, I can't hear... Hello?
There we are. I was on mute.
Oh, for goodness sake. Right, first of all, get your bloody beer open, you fool.
I think I need a drink.
Yeah,
there we are.
No, you
There we
just.
are. Sorry about that, team.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you rabbiting about?
And so many buttons I could have pushed, and I obviously pushed the wrong one. I was asking you, Sam. I was saying it's great to see you, and how have you been? What's your week been like?
Well, it's great to see you and now hear you as well, mate. Lovely.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I'm great. Thank you. Really good. Bit of a quiet week so far. Sort of. I say so far. It's been a quiet week. Not a great deal going on. Finally managed to organise a full cast meeting for the house.
Brilliant.
So that's good, because I mentioned before how we were attempting to do a bit of a get together, but trying to get everyone free at the same time was a bit of a nightmare. But finally got one in the diary, and possibly a couple of others after that. So exciting stuff. First full meeting for the full cast, and a bit of a chat and looking through scripts and character development. So really excited for that. And other than that, mate, it's just been a bit of an admin week, getting on top of things. A few self-tapes or audition applications and things like that, and just keeping on top of bits, really. But what about yourself? You all right? How have you been? What have you been doing?
I've been doing a little bit of the same, just a bit of the admin and paperwork, and just keeping things tidy. I've had a couple of self-tapes go out, a couple of castings come in from that, so I've gone preparing for my first face-to-face casting for how many months? I don't know. Nearly 18 months. So So I just it's like I've got to get on a tube. I've got to travel there. I've got to then, and they've also sent a whole list of, we'd like you to do this and like to do this. Bring a mask with you. You may have to wear a shield, etc. Yeah. But so I'm interestingly looking forward to that. Also, because I'm going to have to do all the COVID restrictions thing. It's in an audition situation, so it's going to be in a way I'll be more concerned about that than I will about actually doing the work. But, so that's nice, and I've got
great legs for that one, mate. Of course.
Thank you. And I got another little self tape to do for next week, so that's I've got a couple of days to do that. But and apart from that, poddling on. It's just getting things out there, and dodging the weather when it's been a bit. I'm looking over the top of my computer because I've got a window over there, and I'm watching the sun go down and cloud coming in, and then it's not going to rain, and it is. So
all over the place at the moment.
Weird. It's weird. Very weird. Very weird. And I've been watching the football as well, I must admit.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed for that.
Yeah.
So
it's all good stuff. But I must say, though, Sam, I've had a busy week. You've had a busy week, but I could have been busier were it not for the fact that...
Drew, you've gone again.
No, that was a dramatic pause.
Oh, really? Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm making light of a very serious subject there. I'm very sorry. I'm making a gag of something quite serious. But because... we have had to hit the pause button again. We all thought everything was going to be jolly up, and now it isn't. So,
it's such a weird one, isn't it? Because we as people at home listening, watching, will probably be aware, we have production meetings, and we do a lot of planning for the show to make sure we're not repeating ourselves too much, or we're talking about things that are current and keeping on top of things and planning subjects and making sure that we've got guests in advance and know who's coming and what's going on. And early days, this was very much a different plan, this episode.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, because we thought we'd be coming in and talking about how life had been in the first week post restrictions lifting. And that's not going to be coming for a while yet, unfortunately. So
no.
Yeah,
No.
we're a
Yeah.
few weeks away from that. So
Yeah.
a bit of a swift adjustment to theme of the episode and what's going to be coming up. And I don't know. It's a really tough subject to talk about, this one, because without a shadow of a doubt, making sure that everyone is safe and keeping on top and having extra time for more vaccinations and being absolutely certain and cautious with regards to new variants is so massively important. And it comes about, everyone's safety and health comes above everything else.
It should do. Yes, it should do. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course it
However, I'm not sure that the delay reflects exactly the theory, if that makes sense. I mean,
I don't think the delay reflects maybe the mood of people now, because I mean, personally, I'm with you. I mean, surely people's health and safety should be, the most important thing.
Yeah.
And we have all gone through so much now that for another 4 weeks, you think, let's just do this thing. But there are so many people planning and have planned for, an opening and getting back to normality, whatever it may be for everyone. And I think people have had so much invested that now, I mean, I certainly feel disgruntled. Angry is a too strong a word, but I'm a bit disappointed that it's not going to happen.
Frustrated, maybe.
Yeah, I think frustration is a really good word, because I've had a gig cancelled. I've lost a day's work for a not inconsiderable amount of money, so that's gone. It'll probably be rebooked when restrictions allow it to be. So it's not gone, but and I'm like you. I'm a football fan. I watch football, and there's part of me going, okay, I'm enjoying this, but I am looking into the crowds going, they're not socially distanced. I also am aware that there's going to be 60-odd thousand people in Wembley for one of the forthcoming matches, and it does make you go, hang on a minute, guys. My business, our business, has been hit so hard, along with other people in hospitality and other people's business where they work closely with people. I'm seeing green list, amber list for travel altered every day, and I feel sorry for people that can't travel abroad to get to property they may have somewhere or relatives. But I'm thinking, okay, and I understand the travel business and the aircraft need to pull themselves together. But if you can put 400 people on an aeroplane sitting very closely together in a tube for 2 hours
with no outside air, because obviously it's all recycled, whatever.
Yeah. Can we not sit some people in a theatre? And I know now, that some of the big guns like Cameron McIntosh and Andrew Lloyd Webber are kind of going, look, it becomes it does make me frustrated. I want to say angry, but I'm not angry. I am just frustrated because I see people starting rehearsals for shows and they've been held back and money's being lost. And it is, our industry does give, what is it, about 110, 111 billion pounds to the economy. It's not inconsiderable.
No, it's certainly not insignificant amounts of money.
No.
And I think if you compared them to some of the industries that have been allowed perhaps to continue more than we have, I think actually you'd be shocked at just how much we surpass them as an industry in income for the country. But that seems to not have been forgotten, but been overlooked to an extent.
I think it's been overlooked. I mean, sorry, there's like the tourist industry has been badly hit, but without theatres in the West End open, without theatres over the country, galleries, etc., outdoor events happening, it's going to hit the tourist market. They've got nothing. I mean, we have some wonderful gardens, stately homes, and scenery in this country, but our nightlife and our theatre is enormously important to people traveling. So it is a consideration that I think, as you say, has been overlooked a little bit. Yeah.
And it is really difficult because we're not saying, oh, that we're bitter and twisted and you've completely forgotten us and it's only us that's suffered. And that is not the case in the slightest.
No.
Very difficult being someone in this industry, seeing others perhaps not necessarily having more support, but having slightly more freedom, or being able to do it sooner, that's where it becomes really difficult. You do get that feeling of one rule for one rule for another, which is it never should have been.
No.
I too have lost work. So I had a show that was due to happen this weekend, and it was cancelled. Not because it couldn't happen as a show, but because the venue were limited on numbers. So they obviously operate within some guidelines to them, knowing how financially they can survive, and is it a profitable experience? Is it worth putting on? And had the restrictions been lifted to the extent that they were possibly going to be, then they would have been able to carry on, let the show happen, and accommodate a certain number of people and make a profit and allow it to run properly. As it turns out, they've not been told they can't do the show. They've been told that they cannot have the numbers in that they require to make it a profitable experience. And it's nonsensical for them to run and make a loss.
Of course.
It just, so they haven't had a choice in the matter. They've had to go, sorry, this show is now cancelled. We will reschedule. Again, similar scenario. It's not, it's never going to happen. It will happen at some point, but the delays just aren't helping us financially in the industry or as individuals either. So it's a really, really tough scenario to be in. And I want to reiterate again, I 100% believe that people's health and well-being comes first. It's absolutely the right decision if the science reflects that by staying at this level of restriction for another 4 weeks, we are going to do much. We're going to neutralize the new variant a lot more. We're going to keep people a lot safer. We're going to be able to vaccinate however many more million people. It is 100% the right decision. But if you're going to stand by that, stand by it and support the people that you're changing things because of this better. You can't just go, sorry, we need to do this, but deal with it. Like you need to kind of go, this is a requirement to keep everyone safe. This is how we're going to support you through this extension, which I don't think has been done.
No, I don't. I mean,
I think elements, but not enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. There are elements and not. I mean, I think if we were to go any further with the restrictions, if we were to say it's those dreaded two words, hyphen in the middle, lockdown. You know, once you even whisper that word, then people get panicky, angry, frustrated, and so I think it is these restrictions do have to stay, but we have to kind of follow them. We have to be really, and I don't feel that's necessarily happening across the board.
I mean, yeah, it's really, really
tricky,
particularly as we are at a point where people are so frustrated now and so done with it. And that's not, I think it's certainly the mass majority of people aren't done with it in a sense of, oh, well, we don't need to be safe anymore. Everyone still wants to be safe and do the right thing. But I think a lot of people share our frustrations in that it's almost the goalposts keep changing, but without the right support in changing them. So yes, move it back. Yes, say right now we're going to bring an extra restriction or we're going to do this or whatever. But then say, and because we've done this, this is what we're going to do to help you out, be it your industries, your individuals, whatever. And I'm not saying that hasn't been done at all. It absolutely has. And the government have had a horrendous time, and I certainly wouldn't want to be in any position of hierarchy in there. I'm not saying I could do a better job or that anyone in particular could do a better job, but I do feel that perhaps a lot of people and a lot of industries have deserved better. So,
yeah, it's a fine edge, isn't it? Because we have gone through, however many 18 months, shall we say, of lockdowns and changes and our lives being completely, everyone's lives being turned upside down. That people do need to go on holiday. People do need to go to pubs and clubs and restaurants and theaters and cinemas, because, everyone needs that entertaining and taking out of that. And as we've talked about in the past in previous episodes, just people's mental health. We need to do that. But I don't think any of us really, in all good conscience, could sit anywhere and do anything if we knew that we were putting people, well, maybe we shouldn't be able to do that if we knew we were putting people's lives at risk. And I think that's, like you said, it's what it boils down to in the end. But then maybe not everyone has the social conscience of a lot of us, shall we say?
No,
I don't know. It's a very dangerous thing to say.
I think it's difficult. I think there are people out there who their actions aren't going to change because of this.
No.
Everyone, to an extent, will be bound by the rules and will do what they're supposed to do, and will do what has been asked of them for an extra 4 weeks. However, I think, putting my sort of cynical hat on, here we go. If people haven't been doing the things they're supposed to be doing up to this point, or have been breaching rules, if you want, for want of a better term, or ignoring restrictions, they're just going to continue to do it.
Of course.
So I think, again, it's very much a minority spoiling it for everyone else, and making things difficult.
Yeah.
And we've never needed to club together and be more of a unit as a country, or as industries, or as a race. It's the human race. I mean, so I think, yeah, we need to do this, but the support is not quite where it needs to be for us.
No, we're not quite gelling, are we? Not quite, little bit like England's midfield. We're not all there together.
You can't say that. We've already complained about football fans. You can't now criticize the England football team as well.
Well, no, I mean that's my little bit of hypocrisy there. So I'm guilty of it as everyone else is. But I'm looking hopeful, looking forward. I mean, I see, when I've been looking across the trades papers and the casting sites, things are moving. You can see theatre and everything is just like, they're going, okay, we can't make it happen this 4 weeks. We will keep moving. I've seen people going, okay, we're going to delay, but we're going to do this and this. And, I think it's made actors, performers, producers even more resilient, even more stubborn. And, we'll come, that phrase, we'll come out of this stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I actually think that is going to be the case, because I know it's made me,
I've seen the same. So going through some of the casting sites we use, a lot of stuff popping up, messages or sort of caveat comments saying, this is still happening. Don't worry, this is still going ahead. Apologies for the delay. Obviously, rules and regulations have meant we've had to postpone, or we've had to change things or adapt. But don't worry, it's still happening. And there are so many scenarios where people are sat on tenterhooks kind of going, right, is this going to happen? And I'm not just in the industry, of course, like weddings, for example, having last minute changes and having to adjust and change numbers or change the way the venue's set out and things like that. But people are fighting back. And as you say, obviously we can speak more for our industry than anything else. But regardless of the holdups and the kind of hills we have to climb, or bumps in the road, shall we say, and slight detours that we weren't expecting, we as an industry particularly are fighting against it and going, right, well, we're still going to do this. And I think also audiences are being incredibly supportive in our industry. So I know numerous friends and colleagues who have gone to see shows, and the audiences may have been severely diminished in numbers, but they've said you wouldn't know to listen to the applause and the cheering and whatever at the ends, because people are so happy to be back seeing theatre and so proud and supportive of the people doing the performances and going, thank you so much for being back, and having to go through all these extra jumping through all these extra hoops that you have to be able to get these productions out there. And thank you to all the staff in venues, for example, for doing extra things and making everyone safe. There are so many people who are coming together and just making sure that despite all the holdups, despite everything that's going against us, and despite this bastarding unwelcome guest that keeps throwing an extra thing in your path and going, right, now deal with that, now deal with that. We are still fighting back. We are still going for it. And I feel proud of the industry.
I do as well. Very proud. Very, very proud. Yeah.
Sorry, that was quite speech-like then. I went quite
I think
empowered.
Yeah, well, I think you do have to one does have to like I said earlier, I'm frustrated now, and I think it's good to be that way, and good to fight and not be happy, and I mean you and I are quite, and Drewling Samantics, we've been very level-headed. We've taken everyone's side in this and been very understanding, but just occasionally you have to go, girl, I'm not bloody happy, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, That's me being not very happy. Yeah.
Well,
very angry.
I mean, you should be an actor, mate, because I was really convinced right then that you weren't very.
Were you really? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really really good. But no, and do you know what? That's quite. We've sort of landed on a fairly interesting subject there about sort of people going against the grain or fighting back and making sure that not at the risk of anyone's health or safety or anything, but finding ways around and finding ways to do things safely despite things in place. And it's an interesting one because, and you never guessed, Drew, I've spotted a segue.
You've got a segue. You grasped it with both hands.
I found a segue and I'm going to go for it. We mentioned both on social media and in last week's episode, I believe, that this week we were going to have something slightly different, something we've not done before, something new and something rather interesting and exciting for our listeners and viewers. So I'm going to hand over to you because I think you'll explain this rather well. So what is, Drew, our surprise that we have for all the Drewling Samantics fans out there?
Well,
over to you.
Sam, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, downloaders, subscribers, and particularly fans, yes, we got something very special for you. We want to take you on location. Oh, yes, we're going to step out of the studio, step out of our normal Drewling Samantics routine. I just have a slurp of beer. I'm staying in that. No, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking you on location. We have sent a roving correspondent out into the field to bring you a very special little segment now of this episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now go over to our roving correspondent in the field. So, roving correspondent, are you there?
Thank you very much, Drew and Sam in the Drewling Samantics studios. Yes, it's me, Drew, out here on location. Not in an actual field, no, at a secret, undisclosed location. The scene for a show that I'm about to do this afternoon. You see, we thought it would be great to bring you, our listeners, subscribers, viewers and downloaders out on the road with us to show you what we get up to and how we've had to adapt to the unwelcome guest, which is why I'm wearing my windscreen here, you see? But I couldn't do this on my own, could I? No. So guess who I bumped into?
Hooray! Yes, it's me, Sam. I'm here too. You don't think I would have left my pint-sized partner in crime to have all the fun on his own, do you? And actually, this is quite a momentous occasion because although you see us every week together on our podcast, this is the first time in 18 months we've been in the same room working together. So I could not be more excited for today, mate.
You know, Sam, I agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, that is excellent news, gents. However, I'm not sure that our audience are going to be able to cope with all four of us at once. I mean, two of me is great, but one Drew is more than enough for anyone.
Hey!
Yeah, but don't worry, I've come up with a solution. We're just going to hand over to you guys now for this special behind-the-scenes segment. So have a cracking time, lads. And Drew and I in the studio will be back a bit later on.
Thank you very much, ourselves. Now, we're not going to hang around here all afternoon in the dressing room, no. So we thought we would take you to where it all takes place. Yes, the centre of the action. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you downstairs.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome downstairs to the main performance area where we're going to be doing our thing this afternoon. So what we're actually doing is an immersive dinner theatre show. It's a special afternoon show. And as we said, first time we're doing this show together for over a year and a half. So really excited. But obviously things are going to be slightly different to how we might have done it previously to accommodate the unwelcome guests. So Drew, why don't you sort of explain a few things that have changed or what we've had to do differently to make it work?
Yep, sorry about that. I was lingering in the background, just checking the distance because as you can see, there's a tables all spread out. We've got a lot less guests in the room than we normally have. So the tables are socially distanced, less numbers at the tables. It's completely table service, so nobody will be wandering off to the bar or anything like that. So we're complying with all those rules and regulations. As for the cast, we'll keep our visors on right the way through the show. And if the guests, the audience get up and wander off, they put their masks on and sanitise accordingly. So we are all COVID and unwelcome guests safe.
Yeah, and we're ready and raring to go. The place looks amazing.
Stunning.
Can't wait to get started. So I suppose that's what we better do, but we'll check back in with you lot when we've done a couple of scenes. See you in a bit.
See you later. See you later.
Right, we're back again. We're about halfway through the show now and it is going brilliantly. And hiding behind me, there he is. I can see you. How do you think it's going, mate?
I think it's going very, very well, yeah. Welcome to my dressing room, or my corner of our communal dressing room. Now, we've, we've had to make a few...
Have you stood up yet?
I have stood up.
Oh, you are? Right, okay.
We've had to make a few tiny changes as we've been going along. Normally, halfway through, we have a little bit of a sing-song. However, today, we've had to do a mimed sing-song. I was singing behind my windscreen and they were all miming. It was
interesting.
Different, it wasn't it? It was different.
They loved it.
It was very quiet.
It,
yeah, we got away with it. Yeah.
And no, they are taking to it really well. The audience are behaving perfectly and doing everything that they're supposed to make sure that everyone is safe, obviously, as are we. But I think the biggest thing to take from it at the moment is everyone is loving that theatre is back in one form or another.
Live entertainment, Sam.
Oh, it's a relief to be back doing it. Does this mean we don't have to do one thing anymore? We can just...
No, mate, I think we have to keep on doing that.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yes, as we said, we're in our dressing area. I better give you a quick look. Look, there's some other people. Will's playing with his pants. Oh. Give us away. There's Will, and there's Natalie's hiding over there in the corner. Hello. And are you guys enjoying that? This isn't your first show back, but being back to theatre must be a relief for you guys as well.
It's nice to be working again.
Definitely is, yeah.
Amazing.
Nice to see people out.
Thank you guys, that's enough of you, this is our show, go away. Drew, quick, we weren't on screen for a bit.
We weren't, okay, yeah. So, hang on a minute, we've got the second act.
Second act coming up, so we're going to get back out there and we'll check in again a bit later on.
Yep.
See you in a bit.
Take care. Bye. Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Sam, a fantastic afternoon. We are finished now, so it's down time. It's down time. But I had a great afternoon with you.
Do you know what, mate? Number one, it's brilliant to be back with you, and it's amazing that we've actually spent 18 months where it doesn't feel like we've spent any time apart because of the podcast. But we genuinely haven't seen each other other than through a video script. So it is amazing to be back with you, and also just so amazing to be back. Not on a stage per se, but out doing theatre, to be back in a venue, performing again, just enjoying doing...
With a live audience.
Yeah, oh God.
Just with a live audience.
Yeah, so amazing. And today's audience were incredible, so well behaved with regards to rules and regulations, and you could tell they genuinely had a blast. They just seemed to be grateful to get out and enjoy themselves, you know, and it's... Like we're grateful to get out and do a live show. It makes all the difference. Really does.
Our thanks are to sort of like the venue for everything they've done to make it run so smoothly. Again, the audience for doing everything and sort of abiding by the rules to make our jobs easier, to make everyone feel safe. Our fellow cast members who have been incredible as well, and we've just all together, it's been a really, really rewarding experience. And I cannot wait for a few more of them.
Oh man, let's do it again.
Absolutely.
So,
I guess then, in true Drewling Samantics style, we'd better do the usual. So we're going to chill out now and have a swift pint to celebrate a good show. Cheers, Drew.
Cheers, mate. Real clean.
I guess that's it from us.
Yeah. To the lads back in the studio, don't forget the competition.
Exactly. Yes. Don't forget the competition. So back to you in the studio.
Oh come on! You said I could do that.
No, I wanted to do it.
No, I want to do it.
See ya.
Take care. Bye.
See? How peaceful and quiet is here compared to being on location.
Just a bit, mate. Just a bit.
That's what happens when we get together in the flesh. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
can't let that happen too often.
I'm saying nothing. No. No, I tell you what, it like we were saying before, it really does show how venues and audiences are prepared to make just tiny little changes, and we can get back to, I don't want to say normal, but we can get back to enjoying ourselves, shall we say? You know, because I mean,
familiarity.
Familiarity, yeah. So but it's great. It's great to see. Great to see that, isn't it?
Exactly. And I tell you what, thank goodness for the reminder about the competition.
Oh, the competition nudge. Yes, I'm good when I get going, aren't I? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Drewling Samantics listeners and watchers, it is competition time, but it's competition winner time. So, those of you that tuned in last week will have listened to the incredible David Fisher chatting about all his experiences as a busker and a folk musician and touring the world. And he's very kindly given us a copy of his book and his album, signed, both copies, of course, to give away. And so we gave you some instructions in the last episode and on social media. And all you had to do was follow both of us, Drewling Samantics and David Fisher, and to like the image of last week's episode. And we have had a few entries, quite a nice number of entries. And those of you that have been Drewling Samantics followers for a while will know that when we've done competitions in the past, for some reason, I've always handed over to Drew to do the big reveal of the name. And he's found a website that used to let him choose a name from, and it was never the slickest process previously, was it, Drew? Let's be honest.
No. I'll hold my hands up that and say not always the smoothest of. I mean, let's put it this way: they're never going to leave the national lottery in my hands, are they? So,
no, that's I can't see you. I was going to say picking balls, but no. Anyway,
run away from that. Run away.
We'll leave that one. However, you've led me to believe, and I am trusting you in this, that you've got a new method of picking winners. You've been on the internet again, and that always.
This is Drew. Drew has been unleashed, or I've unleashed myself on the internet. I think you're going to like this. I really do think you're going to enjoy this. Yeah.
So what have you found?
Well, yeah, I found this little website. You see, and I've got the names and everything, and I'm just you're going to enjoy this. Here we go.
Okay.
So I've placed the names of our competition entrants in the hat. There they are: Tony, Callan, Letitia, Carmen, Megan, Tim, Sophie, Will, Verona, Simon, and Natalie. They're all in the hat. There's the list. In they go, and out they go. I need a drum roll, if you please. Here we go. And in I go, and out. Will G.
Will.
Congratulations. Will is our competition winner. Brilliant.
Well done, Will. Congratulations. So yeah, now all you have to do, Will, is to ping us an email. Our email address should be scrolling across the screen now if you're watching on YouTube. But if not, it's drewlingsamantics@gmail.com. So yeah, just pop us that email with your details and we will get your prize sent out to you. You are the lucky winner of a signed album and a signed book from the amazing Mr. David Fisher. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's much sought after, that book. Yes, much sought after. Cheers to you, Will, because I think you're going to enjoy that. There we go. Yeah.
Well, there we are.
If you enjoy that book and album half as much as I have enjoyed this episode, I tell you what, I've really enjoyed this. We've had, I mean, apart from my rather, technologically unsound, literally beginning, we've been all over the place. Do you see what I did there, Sam? Do you like that?
Oh, mate, you should be a comedian of some sort in a place where I don't have to come and watch you. But, no, it has been an episode of many different directions, hasn't it? So we've had a bit of a rant, maybe. We've had a bit of sort of philosophical. That's not even a word either. We've reflected on
philosophical. Is that what you were going for?
Shut up! No one noticed. Yeah, we've had a bit of a look. We've dug deep and gone sort of quite passionate views and feelings, and then we've had two crazy guests, for want of a better description, who joined us momentarily. And actually, speaking of, we got another guest next week, mate.
We do. We have a. I don't think I'm revealing too much when I say we have a very, very talented young lady joining us next week. An amazing actress. I've known her for many a long year, and we've done quite a few shows together. So she and fascinating lady. Many sides to her, and very, very talented, very passionate guest. I think it's going to be an interesting one, and she's got very interesting
to talk about, and
she really does. Yeah,
be most intrigued by a lot of the things you can bring to the table, shall we say? So
absolutely, yeah.
No, very much looking forward to that. But aside from looking forward to our wonderful next guest, what are your plans for the week ahead, mate? What have you got coming up?
Well, as I said before, I've got an in-person audition coming up, and I've got a workshop audition as well in a few days' time. I know. That just sort of popped up. So I should be doing that. I can't say what it's for. I'm not allowed to say what it's for at the moment.
Sneaky, hidden away things.
Well, no, it takes place at a location that I'm not allowed to talk about at present. But I will elucidate more when I've done it. But yeah, that, and I'm with the weather holds, I'm gonna get into the garden and do a bit of gardening.
Well, that's one thing that we are not going to be able to predict.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do. And I think it's quite a a busy week. I'm carrying on swimming. I'm still swimming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm enjoying myself. So.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. It's a bit like that. So yeah, it's just a varied week, which I'm really looking forward to. Sam, your week is looking how?
Nowhere near as varied and as exciting. I mean, I've got quite a few bits of admin to carry on, and various bits with regarding scripts and costume and location, planning things just to be ahead of the game. And that first meeting with the team of the house that Zombies built, so getting us all together. So I'm sure that will spark all sorts of extra things that I need to prepare or need to think about. So if I can fit it in, and by that I mean I 100% will, there's a little bit of football that I might want to be watching.
Yeah.
Keeping fingers crossed and all
that.
So,
yes, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, with any luck, and I hope I'm not jinxing it, but there'll be more than one football match to watch in the coming week. But,
well, yeah, let's But so I've been enjoying it. So I've been watching all the other games as well. I have to say, I've just been. It's been sort of, I've had a quiet hour. You think, do you know what? I'm going to take an hour off, have a cup of tea, and watch some team I've never watched play for ages play some other team that I know nothing about. So it's been good fun.
It's been massively entertaining, the whole tournament, and won't go into it too much because I imagine a lot of our viewers and listeners perhaps aren't particularly football fans. No. Don't know. Could have a whole range of people out there, but certainly I've enjoyed this tournament very much. Yeah. And I hope that I keep enjoying it for the right reasons for a certain Free Lions team.
Absolutely, mate.
So fingers crossed on that, and just fingers crossed in general that you do very well in your auditions, and
cheers,
we
mate.
both have a lovely week and
a good productive
lots of people tune in, enjoy, and are ready and raring for our special guest next week.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good.
Lovely job.
Damn, have a great week, mate.
And you, buddy. Lovely to see you. And everyone at home as well, or out on the road, wherever you may be. Lovely to have you all with us. Don't miss out next week. We'll see you then.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Cheers. Thanks again for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed watching this episode of Drewling Samantics.
If you have, then please consider subscribing to our channel and you'll get notified every time a new video is released. Don't forget, we're also available as audio only. Just search Drewling Samantics in any good podcast app.
Please support us on other social media too. We're on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and all our links and handles are on screen now.
We love welcoming new followers and subscribers, so please share with your family and friends, and we'll be eternally grateful. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.